That's what's going on. What's up, everybody? Hey, I'm Mike. This is Wendy, and you are in the Merit Shop on Memorial Day, Monday, May 2023, Memorial Day. Welcome. I'm Mike. This lovely lady here is Wendy. I mean, she's so lovely. She, in fact, got my tongue tied up.
No, you said it twice.
That's what I meant. See what I said?
So we are back in Evans, and the weather is amazing. Actually, it's pretty nice out here.
I don't know if I've ever heard you say the weather is amazing.
Well, what do you think?
Oh, it's great. It's perfect. Oh yeah, I
Yeah,
agree. If every day was like this, we'd be outside every day. Yeah,
yeah.
I'll flip this
A
down a
little,
little
a
bit.
few clouds, some sun. But it's nice. It's mild. It's not too windy, not too cold. No rain. It's good.
It's just right.
Yep, yep. So
Yeah.
we are back home after another whirlwind weekend. My goodness.
My goodness.
You want to talk about that?
I mean, so as most of you know, maybe you don't know. Anyway, we were in Hawaii last week. Last week, this
Yep.
time we were still there. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and so we did a few days there to celebrate Wendy's birthday. Happy birthday, Wendy! And then came home for I did okay I was gonna say I didn't mean to schedule it. I scheduled it, right? It's busy. Got home like Wednesday night, had to work Thursday morning and Friday, and then my mom just had her 77th birthday.
Yep.
So my sister was doing a brunch for her, so hopped in the car, rode up to Virginia on Friday night, celebrated on Saturday morning with my mom and my sister and her family.
Yes.
That was great. That was a blast, I must say.
Mhm.
So if you missed it, you missed it. So got done there Saturday afternoon, evening. Got on a plane, flew to Atlanta to meet our girls for concert with Ed Sheeran. Ed Sheeran. If you don't listen and you're not a fan, this dude is like
The real deal.
he's the real deal. I had no idea that because I knew because he has this thing. If you know, it's like a loop track, and he kind of creates his own tracks, but he does it on the spot. I didn't realize for his concert, like all the music, all the background, all the tracks, all the background vocals, everything he does like live, like
Live.
nothing pre-recorded, no tracks, nothing. Even the beats, everything is crazy.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, hey, Francis, Anthony,
Hey,
and Rella, thanks for joining us.
hey,
We're just going to
long time no
jump
see.
on real quick because we know it's a holiday and you guys might be out there barbecuing.
I mean, maybe real quick. I mean, what are y'all doing? Like the intro said, grab your hot dog, your drink, whatever. Matter of fact, put this on your big screen.
No, not today.
This will make your not today. Okay, fine, not today. Just saying, if you want the livest, bestest ever Memorial Day cookout, what better than the Merit Shop Live?
Oh my goodness. No, we don't want to pull you away from your families,
Okay.
but we did want to just come in and connect real quick to let you guys know that we're here. We're still here. We're going to be here. And we'll be back next week.
We ain't going nowhere, apparently. So, yeah, but anyway, it was good. It was a great weekend, great week. Hopefully, you all had a wonderful and are having a wonderful weekend as well.
Mhm.
You know,
And so, for most people, especially if you're in the South, not necessarily in the Northeast just yet, but kids are getting out of school. So, some schools, and I think in the Northeast, they go through June. So, maybe in the next couple of weeks. But either way, you're winding down. If you're not out already, they're winding down their school years. A lot of colleges have let out. So, the kids are coming home and we're getting ready for the summer.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, except if you're living that empty nest life. That's a whole nother show. I'm just saying. So we're getting ready for the summer in a different way because one is still working, the other one is headed out to a summer internship.
Yep.
So hey,
Hey.
thank goodness for internships. But before we say another word, just a word about Memorial Day
Hmm.
because as you well know, Memorial Day is really about commemorating those who have given the ultimate sacrifice in the service of our country, and so we honor all of those folks today. Some of whom are friends of ours, and so um, we honor them today. And so, a lot of people, early this morning, and you probably heard this by now, but some people were saying, "Hey, Happy Memorial Day," and people were correcting them, saying, "Hey, no, Happy Memorial Day is not quite the appropriate greeting in order to appropriately acknowledge what today is about." And I think some people might be thinking, well, I mean, good. I mean, we take off, we go to the beach, we have these cookouts, and we're eating.
Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah, think of it as a repast, right? I mean,
Mm,
when you do that, I mean, it's about fellowship, it's about connecting, but there is something solemn about the occasion, right?
yeah.
And so I want you to have a good time, but also I want you to remember what today is all about.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
and so when we say gave the ultimate sacrifice, that means that again they served and they ended up giving their lives, so that we could all experience and enjoy the freedoms that we experience today.
yeah,
And so a lot of people, I mean, it's confusing because
yeah.
you got Veterans Day, you got Memorial Day, right? So
Hmm.
veterans, we're celebrating all veterans, anybody who served,
Yeah,
active, reserve, retired,
yeah,
all veterans, right? Memorial Day is specifically to honor those who have fallen, and you'll
yeah,
hear that, um, in or out of battle. So,
yeah.
yeah, so that's what it's about today. So, if you see flags out there or flags at half staff, that's what it's about.
Yeah, and I want to take one liberty. There's a couple of names. Well, one name I want to shout out that I do
Mhm.
every year. It's, Colonel Brian Allgood,
Yeah.
one of my former commander, good friend, who died in combat, and so just want to shout out him, Jane, his wife, and Wyatt, his son, who wow now
Mhm.
is a young man by now, and so just honor them. And also, I'm gonna take some liberties in terms of the veteran piece because there's another friend of mine in New York City. His name's Brian, and his father was in World Trade when it went down.
Mhm.
And so, yeah, honor him today too because some people sacrificed and they weren't serving necessarily at the time, but yet they kind of got caught up in something that they didn't ask for. And so
Mhm.
we honor him as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I think over the years, Memorial Day has become somewhat of a celebration just to I say celebration and observance to
Hmm.
honor those who have passed, even in
Hmm.
your families, even if they never served.
Yeah.
A lot of people will use Memorial Day as a day to remember. This is
Mm.
a day of remembrance, in a lot of ways. So we hope that you're having an opportunity to do that,
Yeah.
but also hope that you're having an opportunity to enjoy some time being surrounded by those that you love.
Yeah.
Dr. Walters, thank you for
Hey, happy
joining
Walters.
us.
Hey,
Always glad when you drop in.
no doubt.
Yeah,
No
yeah.
doubt. And so, I was thinking about this idea of giving honor to those
Hmm.
who have passed and given their lives, and being in this place of gratitude for what that service meant.
Hmm.
And so, of course, this is the marriage shop, right? So it got me
Yes.
thinking, like, how does that apply
Mm,
in marriage? Because I know that it's easy to take your spouse for granted. If you're with someone for long enough, eventually that initial um, that rush you get. Now, for some of y'all, this doesn't apply. If it doesn't, turn the page. But if it does, that
mhm.
initial rush, you meet somebody, you're kind of infatuated, and it's just like I want to know everything about you, and
Yeah.
I just thank you for everything you do, and I want to be this thing for you. And then something begins to happen. Um, it's like anything else. It's like your favorite food, or your favorite candy, or that car you bought, or those things. Eventually, it becomes routine
Mm,
and
familiar.
somehow, yeah, familiar.
Hmm.
And somehow we all of a sudden, um, the magic isn't as magical. The thanks isn't as profuse. The gratitude doesn't flow as freely. The appreciation begins to fade a little bit.
Mm,
And so I was thinking, wow, there's a prerequisite to being recognized for on Memorial Day.
mm,
And that prerequisite is you giving your life, right? So you don't get to hear any of that.
mm.
For those people who we honor today, they don't hear us, right? And so it got me thinking about marriage. Like, wow, I mean, because when people die, that's what we do, right? We think about the good things. We think about how amazing they were. We think about all the things they did, the difference they made, those words they spoke,
Hmm.
and there's all this gratitude. And I'm like, well, why can't we just? Why is it so difficult sometimes to give that gratitude like right now? As some people have said, give people their flowers while they can smell them.
Yeah, I was thinking about that.
Yeah.
That same, I mean, because people say that, and so I think that often it takes some extrapolation, right? Some interpretation of what that means, right? Giving
Hmm.
them their flowers doesn't mean, it could mean, but doesn't mean literally giving people flowers. And I'm not trying
It
to
could be.
insult anybody, but I mean, this whole idea of giving people flowers doesn't necessarily mean that you're showering them with praise.
Hmm.
I think it's more that you're not taking for granted any time that you have with them, right?
Yeah.
And that you are letting them know how much you love them, appreciate them. Um, anything that is kind of along the lines of not praise but laudatory, right? Things that are, this is how you enhance my life, this is who you are to me, this is how much you mean to me.
Hmm.
And being vocal and honest with that, and not just saying it because they're sick or they have a fatal illness or because it's a holiday, but really kind of adopting this posture of gratitude
Yeah.
and expressing it. So you can say, "Oh yeah, I said I loved you," or "I thanked you for that," and that it's over. But it's more than that.
Yeah. Absolutely. And it's because a lot of times it's like, well, you know how I feel about you. I love you. Well, maybe,
Hmm.
but maybe sometimes it's good to hear it.
Yeah.
There are times when I'll see Wendy. She'll put on, her dress or her outfit or whatever, and I'm like, wow, that's pretty. And I'm thinking to myself, like, oh, that's nice. Yeah, that's what I like. Things like that. I will think that, but I don't, or I haven't always said it. I don't say, I can't even tell you I always say it now, but I'm more aware now, where when I have that fleeting thought, I grab it and I try to make that thought not a fleeting thought, but I try to make it like try to give words to it.
Mm.
And that words that she can hear, because there's something about it. She may be looking in the mirror and be like, man, I'm killing it today. What's the word? What's the word? Is new word. It's old word. What's the word
But
that means you like looking really good today? When you tell somebody that they're looking real, like their outfit is like, what is it? It's a word. Anyway, there's a word. I heard you say it. It doesn't matter what the word is.
what, a
Whatever it
fit
is.
check? What word were you
No,
talking
it's like an adjective or
about?
anyway, it doesn't matter. The bottom line is she could be looking in the mirror and say like, "Man, I'm looking good today," right?
Oh. Hmm.
And she knows it. But there's something about hearing it. I think. Am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong. I think all of us, to some degree, even people that say, "Oh, I don't really know how to receive compliments," or "I
Hmm.
don't really know how to take that." I think we get so much negative feedback sometimes. I mean, or no feedback, that getting some positive feedback, compliments, reinforces, and can serve to build up the person that you're speaking to or you're speaking about. I mean, so never underestimate the power of your words to be able to do that.
Yep. And we don't want to minimize it to simply, "Hey, you look good today." But when you're talking about walking in this posture of gratitude, there's so many things that I think we begin to take for granted when somebody is around every day and they do what they do, and you don't. All of a sudden, things are being held up and things being taken care of that you didn't have to take care of. And you're so used to it, you're just like, yeah, yep, that got done. Or you don't even think about the fact that it got done. You just going about your life, right?
Mhm.
And so I think it's important. Like, for example, thank you for getting the dogs today. I really did not have time to get those dogs. Thank you. So, but for me, the payoff was I walk in the house and the dog's like, "Hey, what's going on? I ain't seen you in a long time."
Mhm.
Right. But I think it's important, even in small things, to not let them be fleeting, but to grab them and apply some words to them.
Yeah, because
So,
truth be told, the opposite of that is resentment, right? And we've all kind of, the longer you live, the longer you're with someone, the longer you have children, all of those things, we kind of, we flow on our journey in and out of stages of appreciation and, and gratitude. And so it's like, man, I'm doing everything around here. Nobody appreciates me. Does anybody appreciate me? Did anybody notice this? And rather than digging that hole for yourself, really, being able to have a conversation and express what you need. Because I think that in marriage, sometimes we believe that the other person just knows. You should just know. You should know me by now. You know what I like. You know what I like to hear. You should just know. And I would just say, nothing is just known because
mhm.
things are always changing.
Yeah, I would add to that and say, I know for a fact there are people who will say, you know what, I don't need all that, right? And you might be married to one of them. You might be one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Like, no, really, I'm good. I don't need that. And that's fine. And so for those people, they will never say, hey, this is what I want to hear, what I need to hear, whatever, because
Yeah.
right. And so no, there's some people who don't need it, but it doesn't mean that you don't do it anyway. So that requires some level of awareness and intentionality on our parts
Mm-hmm.
to make those things that are just regular and unseen to make them seen, right? And so I don't know, like everything that we do requires somebody to take some action.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so being able to just, or maybe it's not even about the action they take, maybe it's just who they are. And I sat there, on this last trip, and I'm watching Wendy, and she sits on the little balcony thing, and the wind is just kind of blowing through her hair, and it was just so cute. It was just like, wow, she is in her element right now, and I love seeing her in her element. Maybe I share that. I took some video and pictures of.
Mm, yes.
And so, but I think we need to somehow, if we don't give that or get that anywhere else, and I think it's important to give it
Hmm.
in a lot of places, but if you don't get it anywhere, you need to get it first at home, like to be able to have that gratitude and share why, hey, this is why you are important to me,
Yeah.
right? Today.
Yeah, and if and that's with everyone in your family, right? Not just your husband or your wife. I mean, that's where it begins, right? Because the husband and the wife, well, the husband is the head of the family, is the head of the marriage. The parents are the head of the family, and what we show each other is a demonstration of love and affection
Yeah.
for each other, but it's modeling for our children. But it's never too early to also show appreciation to your children. I think sometimes we think, they're kids.
Yeah, right.
I don't
That's
have
true.
to express that I appreciate them or, there's no, I mean, unless they do something amazing or remarkable, then we're not really in a posture of even thanking them routinely, but complimenting them, thanking them, praising them. Or not praising them, but giving praise for what they do. Even if it's something as simple as, I noticed that you didn't leave your clothes on the floor, right?
Hmm.
It doesn't necessarily have to be something that they've done. It could be something that they've changed. And
Or
so, oh yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna echo, or just who they are.
Yeah,
I don't know how often kids hear, hey, I just appreciate you because you're you.
yeah,
You know, I love you because you are, and that's all you gotta be.
yeah.
I think it's rare.
I think it's rare. I mean, I
Yeah.
don't know how often we did it when our children were younger,
Mm-hmm.
but it's certainly something that I think the truth is that once they are living and breathing and interacting with the world, it's never too early to have conversations with your children, to let them know how much you're thankful for them, how much you appreciate them, how proud you are, all of those things,
Yeah.
and you can never say it too much.
Ashley Key, what's up? Long time no
Hey,
see. It's been too long.
hey.
It's been 2 days, but that is too long, Ashley. We miss you.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
and so yeah, look. So right now, if you have been paying attention, we're in the midst of a crisis, and the crisis is actually real.
Hmm.
In terms of young people, we talk about the suicide rate. All
Hmm.
right, you've heard about that. That's real. We talk about mental health problems. That's real.
Yeah.
Why is that though? Right? There's a lot of competing messages. Once that child leaves you,
Yeah.
lots of competing messages. And so, messages that tell them what they're supposed to be, what they have to be, and what they're
Hmm.
not.
Hmm.
I think it's our job to tell them what they are,
Yes.
to tell them what they can be, to tell them that whatever they are valuable. They are children of the Most High God, and God don't make junk, right? And
Right.
so those messages have to be early, they have to be often, because when they leave you, the other messages begin to bombard. And sometimes, let's say, when I say leave you, they could be leaving the room, they could be leaving a conversation with you.
Yeah.
There's a lot of ways in. And because there are a lot of ways in, what we see is behaviors that begin to look a lot like community group. I don't call it group think, right? It's not quite that,
Hmm.
but there's influence that comes from so many angles that in the past, for many of you, did not exist. And so it can be very challenging. We're human beings, we're social, and we connect
Yeah.
in so many ways. And so when we're looking and we're comparing, it can be very challenging not to begin to look down on yourself, to not get down because you think that you're supposed to be in a certain place, that you see other people that you're not quite yet, and we want to rush it. And there's so many things that contribute to why young people get down on themselves.
Yeah.
And I would suggest that if you're not a young person, you probably struggle with some of the same things. But what you have the benefit of a lot of times is this light that tells you, hey, you know what? What I see is not always reality, and things will get better. Things will change. Things can change.
Yeah.
Right. And so until they reach this level of maturity, it's important to let them know, hey, you are invaluable. You are priceless, right? And you are loved here. And I appreciate you just because you are, period.
Yeah, and mean it,
Yeah.
right? I mean, we're not just saying it because, it's the right thing to say and we're trying to somehow save them from some unfortunate fate. It is really just learning to express our feelings in a way that people can receive them.
Yeah.
Practicing that and living that way, making it a habit.
Yeah.
But not just for your kids. So we talked about kids long enough, but it is really important for your spouse as well. Sometimes we don't talk about the dark places or the things that happened during our childhoods, right? But those are the things that really informed and helped to form who we are as adults. And so your compliments, your appreciation, you expressing your love, you expressing your acceptance of your spouse can be something that is incredibly healing and something that's incredibly powerful.
Yeah.
Yep.
It can be incredibly foreign, right? So initially, if that's not accepted,
Hmm.
it's okay. Because some of us just don't know how to accept being loved and appreciated.
It's true. And many of us feel like we have to work to earn it,
Yeah.
right? You have to there's something that you have to do, or you have to be the breadwinner, or you have to um win in some other way in order for you to be recognized or appreciated. And that's just not true. If you're able to create an environment where just being you is enough and knowing that you are enough, um, then I mean, I think that is really putting love before anything else, right? People often
Mhm.
say they want love unconditionally. They want to be in a relationship where they're accepted or appreciated unconditionally. But the truth is, we're humans and everything has a condition to it. Many things have a condition to it. But if we're able to assume a posture of unconditional appreciation and gratitude and recognition, then we're getting closer to what I believe God expects of us, right? It is loving how we're loved, knowing your sense of worth and who you are in Christ enables you to then be able to be accepting and loving of others, right? And so maybe there's work that we still need to do within ourselves, but as we journey, you're not journeying alone. I mean, I think that's the real beauty of marriage, and in long-term committed relationships that lead to marriage. It's this idea that you don't have to do life alone.
Yeah.
So among the expectations that you have, it may be an unexpected thing. I mean, you knew that the two of you were going to be together. You had this desire to spend the rest of your life with somebody, but actually getting in there and spending your life with somebody, and having them pick up the things that you didn't like to do, or say the things that you forgot to say, or remember the things that you've forgotten. It's an amazing partnership of sorts where each of you complements the other.
Yeah. So that's so important. I mean, there are so many things over the course of the years now. It's funny you say, I envision us running through the house. I'm like, man, where did I put my belt, my key, my shoes?
Hmm. Hmm.
And we've been together long enough now where she's able to kind of get in my head and say, did you check all these places that I know you always leave those things, right? Or and has even gone back behind me and been like, yeah, did you look in the drawer? I'm like, yeah, I looked in the drawer. But did you move that thing
Yeah,
to reveal what you were looking for?
that's
Right.
good.
I mean, I don't know how to even I don't know how to even just to put a label on that, a price on there's it's just somebody who knows you well enough to walk the path you walked and to see things that you didn't see.
Yeah, that's good.
I think that's really important. And that love that you talked about, the way that we're loved, the way that we're loved by God, right? The word says that God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son, that whosoever believe in him should not perish, but have everlasting life. Did you
Hmm.
hear the condition in there? There's one, whosoever believe in him,
Hmm.
right? But before that, whosoever, like anybody,
Anybody?
that's unconditional love, right? And I think that it's important for us to demonstrate that unconditional love to the person that we committed our lives to. So if you're here live or on replay, just put unconditional in the chat. But I don't want you to put it there unless you're going to be trying to think about how you can love your spouse unconditionally. So if there's just one who puts it in the chat who's ready, that's fine. Put it in there,
Hmm.
right? But I want you to think about that. So again, whether we're live or the replay, but if we're especially on the replay, put it in there because I want to know that the message is continuing to get out. All right.
That's
So
good.
yeah. So you know, that's what it is, y'all. It's hard sometimes, right? Because we're human
Yeah.
and we want our way and we want it our way. Um, but hey, you know what? Burger King says to give it to you your way. Really? I mean, they give it to you the way that they have to present it to you.
Yeah.
Think about that, right? Burger King says have it your way. But the truth is there's a menu. And you can have everything within the parameters of the menu.
Mm.
So what's my point? Well, the point is, even as we run around every day wanting things our way, what we got to recognize is that we don't just get it our way. There's parameters for us,
Yep.
right? I think a better way is God's way. What does that look like? Fruit of the spirit. We're not going there. We had a whole thing on that. All right. Just look it up. But love, peace, patience, kindness, right?
Yeah.
Self-control, things like that. So anyway.
Yeah, so we said we weren't going to be here long, so we're going to go ahead and start to head out because we want you guys to do whatever it is that you want to do today. So if you just want to be at home chilling on the couch, enjoy chilling on the couch. If you're going to a cookout or two or three, enjoy going to the cookout or two or three. Be safe out there on the roads, but take some time today to intentionally express your gratitude for someone in your life and tell them, reach out to them. If you had a thought about calling somebody up or somebody crossed your mind, reach out to them and share some love today.
They, yeah, do that
Hmm.
because you just never know. Yeah, I was sending a text to a friend of mine this morning, and he hit me back like, "Hey, I sent you an email like just the other day,"
Mm-hmm.
and so I went and looked in my junk, and there it was, right? But
Spam. In your junk
spam in my
folder.
junk and spam, yeah, the junk folder, there it was, and so it's interesting. Over the last few days, we've been kind of in that same headspace. Um, I've tried to commit in my life, and I would say I'll give myself a C minus at this point. I'm barely passing, but I've tried to commit to when I get that thought. Again, it's a fleeting thought. Boom, somebody's name comes to mind. Maybe it's Ashley, right?
Hmm.
I need to like call. I
That's
need to
good.
snatch that out of there, take it from a fleeting thought to an intentional act,
Hmm.
because the spirit will often give us things in a moment, and that moment is like right now.
Yeah, that's good.
So
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
it.
So think about who you may need to call up or send a message to or send a text to or send a shout out on Facebook or whatever. But always start inside first. It's inside out.
Mhm.
Start with the person sitting next to you or the person that you lay next to when you go to bed at night. Um, you know, if the person that you were married to or loved your life, most of your life is no longer with you, then that means that maybe there's a void that cannot be filled in any other way. Acknowledge that and let other people know how to love you, how to care for you, and how to express their appreciation as you express your appreciation for them. We all find ourselves in different places and spaces and seasons in life, but it is so, so important to know that you're never alone. Yeah, that's all I have to say about that. You got something?
I could, but you said we want to let the people go.
We want
Right.
to.
Yeah. Hey, listen, y'all, if you haven't gone to your cookout yet, you late. That's all I'm saying. And
People are just getting started.
at some point, these people got to go to like clean up and go to work tomorrow. So if you're that one who's just showing up and crashing the party, I'm just saying, just hurry up, y'all. We got to go. We got to do this. All right. But
That's funny.
y'all see, I'm rocking the Hawaiian shirt, the Aloha shirt. That's the appropriate name. So I learned. Um, I may never wear a blazer again, y'all. So whatever, we'll see.
That's good.
I could get into this.
Yeah, yeah, it's nice, it's comfortable, it's casual, it's perfect. So,
Mhm.
I could get into you wearing that.
Well,
Yeah, sure. It's a good look for you.
all
So,
right.
are we gonna pray for the people?
Yeah,
Okay,
let's
cool.
pray. Heavenly Father, we come tonight just thanking you for being God. Um, we just thank you for everyone watching, everyone listening. We ask you bless them, bless their marriages, bless their homes, bless their families, be with them in everything, God. And um, we just want to acknowledge you and give thanks in everything that we do, because we know without you, nothing is possible. But with you, all things are possible. So we thank you tonight. We love you and pray these and all blessings in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Amen. So enjoy the rest of your Memorial Day. Hey, Michelle Moore Wilson. Enjoy the rest of your Memorial Day. Assume a posture of gratitude today, and always, if possible. Let the people in your life know how much you love and appreciate them, and don't miss an opportunity. That's
That's
what we
it.
have for you this week.
That's it. And we will, kind of go ahead and play it and rolling out here with some music. But we today we had to just come out here and experience some of this amazing weather. So
Yes.
there's no
So
track
crazy
today,
today.
y'all. Sorry, but y'all already know what it is. Lifetime by
Yes.
Mike Wendy featuring JC.
JC.
Get that on Amazon. Get that on Spotify. Get that
Hmm.
on Apple.
Yeah.
Wherever
Wherever
you
you
get
get
music,
music.
get it. And we might be rolling out the next track before
Yes.
long.
Yes. Yes.
But
We love you guys and we'll be praying for you. We ask that you continue to pray for us. And if you're in the Augusta area or plan to be, remember, we're going to be speaking at the Weekend to Remember in September. So, yeah, we'd love to see you there.
indeed, we would.
All right.
Love you guys.
Bye.
Bye.